Yes. Yes, it is that time again to do a little live here today using the proper microphone. A little frustrated, I must say, due to some problems um, that have bothered me to a point where I need to talk about it with you, my friends. So let's jump right into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the comfort of the Little Black Couch. I am Aaron Stewart, your de facto host for the day. Thanks for joining me on this Saturday. So it is a Saturday. It's one that's been somewhat of a busy Saturday. We had my son and I got up this morning and ran to the hospital to help an ecclesiastical leader with some health issues. So we took care of that this morning and then came over here to the office. My son, who recently returned from his LDS mission, is cleaning out some space for him to have an office here. And that will be shared space with his mother. So that's nice. It doesn't look like it's shared space with his mother, though. There's a lot of Lego creations in there. And I know I've spoken previously about his expertise with Legos, and it is quite impressive. So, so that's going on. So we did that for a little while, and then ran over and helped my wife get set up for a trade. It's not like a trade show. It's more like I don't know, a craft show somewhat. She's doing a little business with a friend of hers, what's the better word for it? Helping young girls understand how awesome they are. It's really sort of the point of it. So really good stuff. And then come here and started to work on some things. Obviously, I've mentioned before, we're working on this really cool project that I believe is going to make the lives of content producers, those who go live, write blogs, even our email, or even do podcasts. It's going to make their lives a lot easier, at least to get their message out and hopefully get themselves to a point where they help more people more quickly. That's kind of the point of it all, right? So all of that is going on today, but in the midst of that, I came across a thought that became amusing, musing, that now has become alive. And so you can see by the title there that I throw Apple Computer under the bus a little bit for being bigoted. Now, I'm sure that many of you would look at Apple and say to yourselves, how in the world can you say they're bigoted because they recycle batteries, right? I mean, they're such a good company. They are so nice and wonderful, and they're so good to their people, and they make their Chinese manufacturer not be 8 anymore. You know, they can't even start working there until they're 12 or 13 anymore. So, I mean, they've really been responsible. I don't know if any of that's true. Those are just sort of the things that you read in the media. But what I'm talking about is solid, rock hard fact. And that is that when you have when you use an Apple phone, iPhone, or computer, like I am broadcasting on my MacBook Pro, and my iPad is updating, right? So all of this stuff, right? My phone, my watch, my watch, Apple Watch, right? So it's not like I don't like Apple. I'm definitely an Apple guy. I use Apple products. But Apple Computer is, they're bullies, frankly. I mean, they're technological bullies. Their operating system is closed. And everybody would say, well, that's what makes it such a good experience. I had this discussion with my son. He's like, oh, that's what makes it a good experience. And I'm like, well, yeah, if you're an Apple guy. Right, so for me, it's totally great. But when I have to interact with somebody who's outside of the Apple inner circle, it becomes a disaster. And I'm tired of it. I honestly, I've been thinking about, I don't know why in the world we all can't just get along. I don't get it, right? So I'm just gonna, so here's sort of an example of what's going on, right? So when you deal with, okay, so this is a great big text group that, oh, look at that, it's green, but you can't tell it's green because of the green screen. Let me turn off green screen. Let's watch this. Oh, okay. See how it's green? I'm going to turn on the green screen. Oh, pretty, right? So that's literally the beach in the phone right there. Off with the green screen. Oh, so you can see that it's green, right? So if it's a normal text, say with my daughter, it's just blue, right? We're just blue and it's all good, blue, easy, awesome, right? But if it's a text with anybody who's not an Apple, right? If you're using iMessage, then you get these green things, right? And the green texts are disasters. They're horrible. That means that that individual is outside of the Apple inner circle, and that means they are going to essentially screw up everything for everybody in that message group. And what do I mean by that? So we have a little group. So for our little church organization, we've got a little leadership group, and we're all on the same, we're on the same text string, so we can communicate, right? There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of moving parts, and so we need to be able to communicate to kind of stay up on things. Like we needed to know this morning that our bishop needed our help, right? So that kind of stuff, right? But when we had a new counselor kind of join the group, he comes, so we're normally Apple, right? And so we've got this Apple text going on. It's beautiful. We can do like the little tap backs, like it's ridiculous. This little tap back thing that you do now, it's, okay, so we had, sometimes it's funny, right? You get along. So somebody put something funny here, and then then somebody tapped back, right? And that's when you just click on something here, and then you can do what they call a tap back. So I can just click on one of these little logos. For you Samsung folks, this is going to make, I don't know what they do for you, but I'll just click a thumbs up, Well, instead of just giving them a thumbs up, it does a whole new replay of the text that says, laughed at, okay, keep him, it puts the text back up there again. So it becomes it's a disaster, right? And then if you're talking about, so we have to interact, right? We have to interact, and we've got reports, and we've got things that we need to do. And this happens in business. This happens, right, life, family, the whole thing. You need to communicate now, and it's so wonderful to have the opportunity to stay in touch and stay connected as a group, whatever that group is. But when you are not within the Apple inner circle and you don't have Apple products, they're bullies. They don't let you play nice with the rest of us Apple kids. So it's like kids, like if you're raised in an Apple family, then you're told that you can't play with any of the other families because they're not good enough for you, right? So you can't play with the Joneses because the Joneses aren't as good as we are, okay? And I don't want you needing to go down to their level, right? So the Samsung products are inferior, and they are. I mean, I've got a cousin that, well, in fact, we have a huge cousin group that we're trying to put together, but we've got some cousins that aren't in the group because they're on Samsung. So we're like, oh, we don't want to have to redo the whole group just to let a couple Samsung people in. We love these people. They just choose to use crappy equipment. And why do they hate Apple so badly? Because Apple's a big bunch of bullies. Right? And they really, my cousin disdains Apple, hates them. Okay? So here, our good friend Lance has joined us. Okay? His wife is on Apple and he is on Samsung. That's a disaster. If their marriage makes it, it's going to be a miracle, because it absolutely makes collaborating impossible, right? The only way you can collaborate if you're an Apple and Samsung or Android or anything is frankly like the Google products, Google Sheets, and I mean, Google Docs, Google Drive. It's fine, but it ain't the best. I mean, Google Sheets. I mean, we're doing a lot of cool automation stuff with Google Sheets, so I don't want to really knock it too much. But it's kind of hard because when somebody from a Windows see, there you go. Bless the balls, right? I mean, poor Lance had to get an iPad so he could communicate with his wife. That's bigotry. It's ridiculous. It's unfair. I don't know why we aren't freaking out. Apple, I don't care if you recycle batteries. You're making us hate one another, and it's not cool. So the bigotry has to stop. Just play nice. Let our Samsung friends realize that your operating system is superior. Let them realize that your equipment is superior by letting them play with us so we can show them. Because right now you're just blocking them all out. They're not even allowed on the playground. That is not good business. Now you're doing okay, right? I mean, your valuation's higher than any other company in the world. But could you be better? I mean, do you want to use a stick your whole life? Or maybe it's time for a carrot. Let's show everybody how much better you are. You are literally developing you're developing hatred. You're fostering hatred in the world. And it's all based on, you're telling us that we should be communicated and connected. And then you're telling us, but only with people that use our stuff. Otherwise, nobody else is worth it. And so I'm having a very hard time with this. So, I mean, my Windows friends, especially these clerks and secretaries and stuff that we work with, they will come to us with these Google Sheets and they've worked on them so hard and they'll say, look how awesome this is. And we'll go, well, yeah, that's awesome for Google Sheets. But man, we could have done so much better in numbers. But we can't use numbers because we can't share those things with you. Because if you're not collaborating on Apple, then you just can't play. What? I mean, I want to play with the other kids. I do. I want to show them that our playground's way better by actually inviting them to participate and play on the playground. Not keep them out and just have them feel bad and hate me for using my superior stuff. I don't get it. So Apple, if you're listening, I used kind of a harsh title that you're bigoted, but you are. You are. You're not allowing us to play with the kids that have inferior equipment, and it wouldn't be that big of a deal to let them come play. And it is. It's a technology. It is. It is a civil war. And you know what, Lance? It's not funny. This is serious stuff we're talking about right here. The bigotry must stop. So Apple, I would ask you, plead, pray. I don't know. You have got to stop the bigotry. You need to open up your arms to Android and to Samsung so we can show them, right? We can show them how much better your stuff is by just showing how much better the stuff is we can do. I mean, I can't show my Windows friends and my Samsung friends just how much more efficient and how much more awesome I am because I use Apple products, because you don't let me. Well, that's not good business. Let me wow them and impress them with all the cool technology and tools that I have access to by showing them what I can do and what they can't do. Oh, it's brutal. It's brutal. I just want to play with my friends. Anyway, it's a rant, really. There's not a lot of, it's just, there is efficiencies being created. There are inefficiencies being created because of two technological things. And Lance brings up he put FYI, most plumbers are Google people. Can you imagine how much better plumbers could be if they were Apple people? We would have no more plumbing problems. This is brutal, folks. Apple's even making it harder for plumbers to help us be happy at home. It's got to stop, folks. And I hope that you can all join me in this. I mean, there's inefficiencies that are being created by Apple, and there's hatred being created by Apple because we just can't play nice with our Android and our Samsung friends. and I want to play nice with them. Hey, look, it's our good friend. It's our good friend Kurt. He is. I'm not a technology expert. Kurt is, and I'm talking about technology. And Kurt just took some really amazing photos with his Apple iPhone Pro at Disney World, which were awesome. So the cameras are really cool. Apple, please, just let us play with our friends. Let us play with our Apple friends. So, yes, Apple is causing bigotry, Kurt, is what I'm calling it, because there's all these people that make me work on Google Sheets and do different stuff because they can't play nice on the Apple products because Apple doesn't let them play. And I went into the whole thing. You'll have to rewatch it. I don't want to bother anybody. But, even like texting, right? A Samsung text comes in green and you're like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with this person? That's not good for the world. Let them come in as blue, people. Don't make them green. And then let us tap back if it doesn't do a great big reproduction of the text and then taps out. Instead of a thumbs up or a ha ha, it makes it laughed at and then leaves that. Nobody feels good when that happens. Right? And we're trying to add 2 cousins to our big family group, and now we have to create a whole new group because you can't add a Samsung person right into your existing group of Apple people. Oh no, you have to have a lesser text group that doesn't do tapbacks. The hatred has to stop, and I think Apple needs to step up and be the bigger partner. I know Samsung's just trying their hardest to put out good products, but Apple won't let them come join us at the party. And I just want to be able to show the Samsung people and the Android people how superior we are by using their equipment, and Apple won't let me, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being stifled. I'm tired of not being able to show how awesome we can be with the Apple stuff. I'm tired of using Google Sheets. I really want to use numbers. I really want to connect with my friends and use Pages. I don't want to use Google Docs anymore. Anyway, yes, this hatred is hard, Kurt. I feel terrible doing it. It seems like it's more of a public service, or at least trying to be. But we need to get a handle on this, and I hope that we can all come together and play nice and allow us to play with our Samsung friends and have tapbacks and just enjoy one another in the way that it really should be. Let's connect and love one another a little bit more. Oh, I made my green screen bounce. So, hey, hope everybody has a great Saturday, and Sunday's so great, right? We get to unplug and calm down and hang out with our families and just be calm. So, till next time, which will be Monday, Aaron Stewart from the Little Black Couch. I just hope everybody can love. And let's see, you can use Microsoft on all platforms. Yeah, the collaboration's not very good, Kurt. All the clerks and secretaries and stuff I work with, they always just come back and make me use Google Sheets. It's not working. Apple needs to open up and let people be people. People are people, so why shouldn't it be? Why shouldn't it be? You and I should get along so awfully. I believe that was a Tears for Fears, very wise bunch, singing group from way back when music was the best ever in the 80s. Till next time, Aaron Stewart from the Little Black Couch. Peace.